Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody tuning in to PAX Online from around the world. My name is Nick Beckwith, and I'm going to be one of your hosts for this evening.
Hi, and I'm Jess. I'll be your co-host.
We're very excited to bring you guys finals for Overwatch. Now, obviously, we have been doing a bit of finales this week. This is our third day, and we have been blessed with some really awesome gameplay. Day one, we were playing a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege. Day two, yesterday, we had some Street Fighter V. And tonight, the awesome team-based game. So we're going back to a team game of Overwatch. You've got a bit of expertise in this area?
A little bit of expertise, yeah, sure.
What's the deal with Overwatch right now? What's the meta at the moment?
Right, so Goats meta, it's dead.
No more Goats. So yeah. Can we explain what Goats meta is exactly for those out there who may not know what it is?
Sure. Goats was 3 tanks, 3 healers, a lot of damage, a lot of heals, just power through, take the point, take the objective. It was a lot to watch. Yep. Got a bit boring after a while, and then we got shield meta.
Shield meta, yeah. Okay. And so what is that exactly? What heroes were utilized the most in the shield meta?
So with the introduction of Sigma, he was utilized quite a lot. You had Orisa as well. You had the double shield. You had a lot of damage not going through. It was a little bit more strategic, but that seems to be gone as well.
And so where are we headed now? What do you think we're going to be seeing in this particular match tonight?
Yeah, sure. So what we've been seeing with Contenders, Open Division, with the top tier, it's all about the off tanks. So you've got your Roadhogs, your Zayas, and I hope to see them tonight. So
do you think we're not going to be going into, or are we going to see main tanks making an appearance, or do you think that they're just going to strike it completely and go in with just off tanks?
Oh, we'll probably see 1 or 2, but I think the real strategy here is the off tanks.
Do you have a particular hero that you're excited that often doesn't get played in this sort of level of play? Is there anyone you're really looking forward to seeing?
I really do miss seeing Zen. I'd love to see a little bit of Zenyatta play. So hopefully, one of the players is the main.
Personally, Symmetra has always been one of my favorites, and I never get to see her played by anyone in the competitive games. So if I get to see a Symmetra tonight, counting my lucky stars, I will be very excited for that one. Now, we're going to throw it to a hype video for you guys. This is to join in. If you guys want to join us, if you want to play any of the games coming up this week, tomorrow we have Rocket League, and on Friday we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. If you want to join us, jump into the Discord. That is the PAX Online Discord, and you can find that on their website, on the PAX schedule as well. But take a look at a little bit of what we have coming up. As you guys saw, tomorrow and the next day, 2 more finals, but tonight we're concentrating on the awesome team-based game, Overwatch. As some of you may not know, it's a 6 versus 6 gameplay. We generally see sort of 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS on either side. We're hoping to see a little bit of a shift maybe in that meta, as we were talking about before with the off tanks. And I guess we're maybe looking to be surprised by the players that we have. We do have Mingyun versus Paradigm Shift tonight, and 2 awesome casters that are going to be guiding you through it step by step. Now, what was your first sort of experience with Overwatch? Did you get into it like thinking it was like going to be a competitive game, or has it always been something that you've sort of gone to as like a casual, I'm going to have like a little hour off and play some Overwatch?
It was my first shooting game.
Shooting game.
Didn't expect what it would become. Didn't expect the whole competitive side of it, but look, here we are.
And what was your go-to character when you first started? Because a lot of people who haven't played Overwatch might go into it thinking, oh, maybe I'll start with an easy character. Who was your easy character?
My friends told me Widowmaker, so.
So for those of you who don't know, Widowmaker is obviously a sniper, very difficult character to play, especially at a high level. Did you stick to the Widowmaker, or did you switch off?
Maybe an hour. Maybe an hour of trying.
And after that, you decided to be?
I'm a tank main. You see me on Diva, Reinhardt, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, well, you just try and like flex and fill that void. Yeah. If a team is missing something, you try and just fill that.
Yeah, well, the tank role is always the quickest to queue, so.
True, true.
Nice
So if
and
you want to
easy.
play the most, you're going to want to sort of pick up a tank and get good at them. What do you think about the role queue that we had enter into the game not that long ago? I mean, it's about maybe a year ago now, but it really did change the competitive scene
It
in
really
Australia
did.
and New Zealand, certainly.
It was a little bit restrictive at first. It it decided the meta for you.
Yeah.
But
Did you find that would have like turned most players off wanting to play Overwatch
oh,
competitively?
definitely. Not being able to roll or find a game as your preferred main, it's very hard. But
Yeah, so
yeah.
I remember them talking about the role queue as something that it's already introduced in like high level competitive play anyway, so they wanted to bring it to regular competitive. Is there a reason that maybe it didn't work in like the casual competitive scene?
Yep. So I think it was all about the balance. A lot of casual players do come in to play casually. They don't want to, fit the team role. They just want to play. And I think that's where it failed.
Yeah, so I mean, like, obviously with GOATs, that was sort of like the death of GOATs was actually making people fill those two DPS roles because, as you mentioned, tanks and healers, they can keep each other alive for the whole match and just sort of like hope to get a really easy pick at some point. So, I mean, who knows what we're going to see tonight? I'm excited to see what these two teams bring to the table. So what this is happening right now, what's going on right now with our tournaments is they are playing throughout the day and we are bringing you the finals live here at 6 p.m. every night on PAX Online Horse Theatre. That is the PAX 1 Twitch channel. And if you guys want to join us tomorrow for Rocket League, if you want to play, as I mentioned before, you're just going to have to go to the Discord, which you can find on the PAX Online website. The whole schedule is on there as well, but if you do want to get involved, jump into the Discord, make sure you get through all of that, and we will hopefully find you by you guys finding the Telstra Tourneys in free play and signing up to do one of those games that you prefer. So Rocket League or Call of Duty are the next two. So make sure you get in and get that started now. But we are going to throw it over right now to Domino Jack and Kit Fox as they bring you the events of Overwatch Live finals tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the PAX channel right here on Twitch for the Telstra Tourneys area. And it is, of course, Wednesday, which means it is Overwatch time. These two teams have battled it out through the group stages, and we are left with the creme de la creme of Overwatch players and teams here in the OCE region this year for 2020 PAX. I am, of course, talking about Ming Yun going up against Paradigm Shift. My name is Kit Fox. It is an absolute pleasure to be your play-by-play caster this evening, and joining me alongside riding shotgun is Domino Jack. How you going?
Hey, Kit Fox, I am well. How are you this evening?
I am absolutely chomping at the bit to see what these two teams can put on for us, Domino. We've got some absolutely huge names lining up for this game.
Oh, do we ever? We have some of the best Overwatch players here in Australia. A lot of these players we did see very recently in Australian contenders, so it should be a great grand final match today.
Absolutely. We've got, like I said, massive names. And having a look over on the blue side of Ming Yun, we've got Buggerlugs, Marlowe, Husky, Royal Rice, Aki. And while we just wait for Jackal to connect, they're going up against Paradigm Shift.
Yes, and in Paradigm Shift we have Zupa, Virginia, Bork, Design, Breezy, and Questions. Another pretty well stacked team.
I mean, definitely. I'm just going to have a quick look at how these two teams actually wound up here today. Paradigm Shift, it looks like they've gone completely undefeated so far, Domino. They went up against Corrupted System in their first game, a clean 2-0 win for them. And then in their semi-final match, they went up against I Need Healing, who were just absolutely no match for them at all whatsoever. So Paradigm Shift are yet to drop a map. It is, of course, 1-2, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to keep that rhythm flowing right through here into the grand final. So the first team to take out 2 maps will be crowned victor. Paradigm Shift, they had a bit... Paradigm Shift rather. Ming Yun, they went up against No Ducks Given. coming out with a clean victory there. And then they swept away Chat Room to wind themselves up here in the grand final, playing for bragging rights, PAX medals. And you know what, Domino, even though we cannot be there in person, this is the next best thing. And you know what? I'm just so excited to be here.
Yeah, no, this has been fantastic, the whole PAX Online event, bringing, PAX almost into your home. We can't all go out and experience the live PAX like we normally do. So getting these opportunities to have these online events has been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, this should be definitely a great competition. As you guys can probably see in the stream there, we are sitting here waiting in the lobby. We just have one player who's just trying to connect up, good old Australian internet, having issues getting that last player in, but it looks like we're almost there and ready for some awesome gameplay.
Absolutely. So once again, just running through the teams, it's Mingyun going up against Paradigm Shift. The map is going to be Oasis. First to 2, ladies and gents. It is going to be Control to start things off, Domino, and then we're going to be going over to Hybrid, where the losing team will have the option to choose from either Kings Row or Numbani. Which map are you hoping to see out of those two?
I always like my Kings Row. It is one of my favorite maps in Overwatch. I don't know if it's the best map or the fairest map, but it is definitely my favorite map. I think Kings Row is such a fun map to play. I think there's so many different compositions you can do on it. I think there's so many little interesting alleyways and things. I love that map. And, I always hope teams pick that map when I cast because I do love casting it as well.
Yeah, Kings Row is often considered, the Dust 2 of Overwatch, isn't it? It's one of those maps that can really go either way. And like you were saying, it's basically got the whole kit and caboodle. It's got the alleyways, it's got the verticality, it's got the indoor action when we get towards the Foundry stage in that last third of the map. So it just plays home to a variety of team compositions. When we talk about indoors, often the heroes like Doomfist come to mind. When we talk about outdoors and verticality, the Pharah Mercy combo is always a tried, tested winner. So, look, Kings Row would be amazing, but alas, we're getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves. We are into Oasis first, control map. This one can be over either in the blink of an eye or it can be dragged out a little bit. What are you expecting to see here from these grand finalists?
Yeah, control maps can definitely be like that. And Oasis is such a varied map. You have that center one with like the circle in the middle, and then you have that other one which kind of outlooks over to the ocean and stuff. So almost anything can happen on Oasis. They're very varied. You can play a lot of different compositions as well. You can bring out a really good Pharah. You can control those skies, which can work really well. You can pull out things like an Ash as well because you can get some great long sights in it. So I'm interested to see what compositions we will see from these teams because, as mentioned, there's a lot of different things they could play here tonight.
Absolutely, and we're just getting the big thumbs up from our admin in the chat. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped in the chat because this is the nitty-gritty of Overwatch in the region at the moment here on the PAX channel at Twitch. Once again, I'm Kit Fox, joined by Domino Jack. Mingyun going up against Paradigm Shift. First to 2, winner takes all.
Yes, and here we are. First in the enclosed map here on Oasis. So will be interesting to see what comes out. I am interested to see if anyone will play the Hog Zarya matchup that we'd been seeing a lot lately, although Hog recently did have a bit of a nerf, so maybe we won't. I'd be interested to see, but it does look like we might get to see the good old Ryan Zarya, one of the, best compositions you can always usually run. Ryan Zarya is always a good pick.
Yeah, absolutely. The Big Daddy Ryan, especially on this map when you're trying to penetrate onto that point, especially on this stage of Oasis, he really does find a lot of value. Lots of walls where you can find value for the charge. You'll often find your Reinhardt not overextending too much, but as we get into the game, it is going to be Paradigm Shift on red, Mingyun on blue. Just having a quick look at their composition, both teams are going to be rolling out with Reinhardt. The May for both of these teams straight into effect. The walls going out, blocking off any sort of retreat, and there it is. Bork is the first one to fall, so a slight man advantage going over to Mingyun as Husky picks up the first frag.
Yeah, these are very good compositions by both teams. It does look like we have exact compositions on both teams. It is a mirror image up. It really is just going to be about seeing who can get in there first and cause the most damage. It does look like Mingyun, did have the advantage there.
Yep, and the Minion lads, led by Big Buggerlugs, will secure the tick on the point first, but alas, he falls, and now it's a slight man advantage over to Paradigm as Husky falls as well. It's a 4v6 situation, and this is not looking good for Minion, even though they did take the initial point almost in the blink of an eye, Domino. Paradigm Shift bully them off the point, and they'll flip this one back.
Yeah, well played there by Paradigm. Virginia got lucky there. He went out to charge the Zarya. That could have been very risky because there was the coalescence going off, but he managed to get get Husky out of the way, which really helped them take that point.
Definitely, and 20% is ticking. The big Earth Shatter comes across, but a huge wall coming out there from Marlowe, keeping his team alive there. Very, very nicely placed, but Jackal will come in, securing the kill onto Zupa. Sound Barrier now invested by Royal Rice on the Lucio. The Reinhardt charges, that was Virginia, but there was nobody there to support him and back him up, and Aki on that Reaper will just turn him into mincemeat, and he takes down Design as well. They'll pick up a third frag for Measures, and now Minion will just get this trickle happening for Paradigm Shift, sent back to spawn once again. It's flipped.
Well played by them. That shatter was huge. That Maywall coming up by Marlowe was just fantastically placed. Pretty much saved their team, even though they did have the grab come afterwards, and very well played there by Minion.
Death Blossom from Aki, though, will take down Design. There's no defensive ultimates to negate that. Buggerlugs charges straight into the wall, and Minion are taking this right into the spawn now of Paradigm Shift. Big, big plays. Having a quick look at the ult economy, it is slightly in favor of Minion at the moment. Remember, they do have the point 46% and climbing, and this is what you want to see from a grand final, Domino. You want to see it very, very close, tit for tat the whole way.
Yeah, two teams here playing both very well. We've got the Coles coming out. Oh!
Yeah, Blizzard throws down. Yeah, Blizzard throw down. I think I see a kitchen sink thrown in there as well. But in the meantime, though, Reaper will come in the back line. That is Bork. Throws down the Death Blossom. And, well, Minion, blink and you'll miss it. They're back in spawn now. Paradigm shifted, pushed it back.
Yeah, Marlowe resetting himself there so he can join his team. Right call. They do have two ults ready to come back. They're going to have May ult. They're going to have Buggerlugs' hammer down, so they may be looking better here. Paradigm may have, unfortunately, committed too many ults in that last fight.
Yep.
Yes, they won the team fight,
Yep.
but there are now an ult down, which Minion does have the advantage of.
Yep, I have to agree with you there 100%. Bork could have definitely held onto that Death Blossom. Graviton Surge goes in, but counter Earth Shatter will come across. Alas, 2 kills going the way of Paradigm Shift. The Blizzard goes down from Marlowe, but no capitalization. They managed to get 2 back, but Bork is in there on the back line, taking down the opposing Reaper in Aki. Design will get frozen in place like a popsicle and get sent back to spawn for his troubles. Remember, this point still in favor of Paradigm Shift, but Minion are not going down without a fight. Big Buggerlugs now wrestles his way onto the point. Questions will fall, so a good stagger kill there. This could be the game changer, but here comes Virginia on the Reinhardt. There's no support at all, and that is not good for Paradigm Shift. They overcommitted there, and now they will trickle back. Stagger spawns not going their way.
Yeah, both teams really fought hard there. Paradigm did not want to let that point up. They got it to the 89%, but now they are needing to win this next team fight. This is going to be the last team fight. They need to get on the point. They need to get there fast, and they need to win it. Unfortunately, though, they are down in ults.
Yeah, the Maywall will go in, and Aki throws out the Death Blossom, only secures 1. Bork on the back line, trying to do what he can, will teleport behind with a Death Blossom of his own. This could be huge! It is 4 kills for Bork on the back line! Make it 5! Buggerlugs gets taken down as well. Nobody saw that coming. Bork absolutely pantsed Minion there at the end.
And that was the ult they needed to really secure it. Bork getting that Reaper off ult right at the back. Well done.
This could be the game-winning play right here. Domino. Bork is not going down yet. He manages to secure another kill. He duels it out with Aki on the back line, but here comes Design. Throws down the Sound Barrier. Paradigm Shift just buying themselves much-needed time. Both of these teams are on 99% on this point, and it is only the first round of the first map. Earthshatter now comes across it. It's looking like that it's going to be Paradigm Shift. It was a tough one, Domino, but they got there in the end off the back of a fantastic Death Blossom from Bork.
Yeah, that was very close. You know, they got to 99-99. Any team, like either team could have won that. But the moment Bork did pull out that Death Blossom, he killed so many of that team that it was going to be very, very hard for Minion to come back. They were coming back with stalling heroes. They were coming back with a ball. They're coming back with a tracer. Anything just to stall that point out faster and faster. But it is very hard to flip the point when you're that close to the 99. So well done to Paradigm on that one. But it was a very, very close game, and I'm looking forward to seeing who will actually take out control here.
Look, it wasn't easy. They lost the first point in the initial fight, and that sort of saps your morale, Domino. You know, you often think that, you know, if we take the first point, we're going to take the win, but alas, they did it the hard way. They got there in the end. Now they find themselves one round up, but as we come into the second stage now, both teams converging over towards the jump pad on the left side of the map. Zupa has switched it out into the Sombra, as has Aki. So we see the hack already onto Virginia, and he will fall. Buggerlugs onto the Winston as well. So monkey on monkey action and a bit of Sombra on Sombra action. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Design will now fall. So Mingyun, again with a slight advantage. The objective now becomes active. 3 bodies on the side of Mingyun on the point. 1 frag here could definitely turn the tide. Buggerlugs has a lot of support from his team, as you need on a Winston. Diva, though, comes into the point now. Breezy, who will find himself D-Mech. In fact, it was Husky who finds himself D-Mech. Breezy's still going strong. Alas, he will go into baby form at this point in time. Zupa trying to get a hack off, but there's too much damage coming his way. Moira will blow the coalescence on both sides, but there's a big hack coming through. It's from Aki. He manages to get 4 members from the side of Paradigm Shift, but they do not care. They still manage to secure the kills. Nobody flipped this point as yet, and it's still anybody's fight, but it's slowly but surely Paradigm Shift looking like they're going to take it.
Yeah, you'll notice both teams again have that mirror matchup, which is quite interesting. They're both going with the exact same compositions rather than countering each other, which is quite interesting to see. Very even gameplay then. It's really just going to be seeing, who's getting those ults off the fastest. We did have an EMP already, but Zupa's got another one ready to use.
Oh, he does. Zupa and Aki are just on fire here. Both the Sombras definitely finding value, but the kills going the way of Paradigm Shift, and Husky will force the reset. And Mingyun now, all the way back.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Royal Rice didn't get his beat off as Zupa pulled out the EMP, which means he didn't unfortunately save his team, and they did get the kills. But they've got a lot of ults to come back in here with. They do have 3 up their sleeve.
They do, but so do, well, Paradigm Shift actually have 2, but, you know, stranger things have happened. It's not all about what you've got in the bank, but how you use it. Royal Rice will manage to secure a kill with a boot there onto Zupa, so that is a big player down, but there's a pulse bomb available, as is the self-destruct. There it is, it goes vertical. Doesn't actually collect anybody, but Breezy will rejoin the fight. Buggerlugs with the Primal Rage onto the point. The big, beefy Winston. There's another self-destruct. This time it's from Husky. Doesn't secure anybody. That's what Diva's ult is good for. Creating the zoning effect that you need to allow your team to get onto the point. And now the Moira's on the backline. Questions didn't find anybody with the coalescence, but it was more a healing ult than anything else. Still a tit-for-tat fight here as Husky finds himself D-Mech. Oh, Winston is on the ground. There it is. A great hack coming across there from Aki. Getting the hack onto Virginia, and he will secure the kill.
Yeah, a lot of, Minion really need to win a team fight, unfortunately, which they might actually win this one, which they have. So they've finally turned the point back in their favor, and they do have an EMP and a Cole ready up their sleeve. Well done to them. Paradigm putting up a really good fight, though, on this map.
They are. It's still anybody's game. Mingyun currently in control of the point, but like you were saying, Paradigm Shift do have 87% on this control point at this point in time. But slowly but surely, that is ticking up towards Mingyun as they set up defensive perimeters. Where will Paradigm Shift choose to come in from? It looks as though they're going to go vertical. Virginia goes straight up to the top and dunks upon Royal Rice, who manages to get away because Lucio, he's known for one thing, it's being damn slippery. There we see a hack coming across, collects 3 members from Mingyun. Paradigm Shift now should have the advantage, but it looks like, Domino, we've had a disconnect. Royal Rice out of the game. Not like this.
Aussie internet for you. That's what happens. Unfortunately, a DC. But that's okay. We do have the auto pause on, and we can talk a little bit about the match while we wait for Royal Rice to get back into the game. There was an EMP that went off there by Aki. Zupas is going off now. Aki seemed a little bit uncoordinated there with the rest of his team. Unfortunately, he got a couple of people in it, but his team wasn't really there to follow up, unfortunately. But Zupa's pulled off one at the moment. I can't see who's gotten caught by that one at the moment. Oh, looks like Marlow, Husky, and Jackal. So 3 of them are in it.
Yep.
So Paradigm could clean up here, especially now that they are a player down. And obviously when that player rejoins, they won't have any ult build up. So that's a little bit unfortunate. You won't have that Lucio beat ready to go. Okay, it looks like we have the player back in and we're back to it.
Yeah, Royal Rice, like you were saying, though, 0 ult all the way back in spawn. It's going to be a long run and a tall order for Mingyun to come back from that one. Buggerlugs has a primal rage, so not if he has anything to say about it here, Domino. He's beaten around the point. The hack is unsuccessful onto him. What can what can Paradigm Shift do here, rather, to deal with him? The answer is not a whole lot, but hang on. Breezy just absolutely melts him like hot butter, and Paradigm Shift managed to take back the point.
Yeah, it was probably going, like, Paradigm probably had that one in the bag purely because Royal Rice did get DC'd. That does put your team at a bit of a disadvantage, unfortunately, but Minion do have time to get back and hopefully swing this point. It's going to be hard because they're at 99, but and Paradigm have the 2 ults, so this is going to be a tough fight for them.
It is. Marlowe on the point, finally gets the kill onto Virginia, so Winston, the big ult battery, just feeding the Tracer ultimate here. There's some low HP heroes on this point. Can Paradigm Shift capitalize? No, the healing is way too good, and that was of course coming from Royal Rice and Jackal. The Moira so strong on this map. The kill feed though slightly going the way of Paradigm Shift. The ball comes in now. Virginia switching off the Winston in favor of Wrecking Ball. Bork with the 2K. Takes down Husky and Aki. The self-destruct to zone them out for good measure. But there is still a slippery Lucio on the point. Royal Rice was away from the game for a while. He stayed on my point, but alas, it's not enough. Paradigm Shift go up 1-0 in the grand final.
Yeah, well done. Bork just cleaning up there. Like, yeah, and what a surprise. Bork got the play of the game. We get to see this fantastic...
Yes.
Reaper ult again and see how he did, get bit behind the team and executed that really well.
The boot from Lucio really didn't do his team any favors there, and in fact it actually allowed Bork to secure 2 extra kills if you had a closer look there at that play of the game. So Royal Rice, unfortunately for him, just costing his team a little bit there, but you know, in the heat of the moment, you can sort of forgive him for that. You really want to try and displace the Reaper if you can't take him out, and that was what was going through their minds there. Unfortunately, it came off a little bit worse for wear for Mingyun, but the good thing is that this is a first to 2, and they still have time to bring this one back as we go now into hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. And as mentioned before, they do have a choice between Kings Row and Numbani.
There it is!
Kings Row, yes! I'm so happy. As mentioned before, I do love the Kings Row map. It's one of my favorite. I think it's a fun map to play. I think it's a fun map to cast. So I'm excited to see it. And this is, so as you mentioned before, first to 2. So if Mingyun want to stay in the game, they do need to win this one. But, you know, if Paradigm take this one, then Paradigm will be the champions now for PAX. But let's see how they go.
I'm so excited for this one. Like we were saying before the game started, Domino, this map, can really go either way. It all comes down to team composition and how well you can lock down each of these individual zones. You rarely see a hold on the first map anymore just because the dive meta has become so strong. It's the second and third stages which can really, you know, separate the wheat from the chaff in terms of good and bad teams. So I am so excited to see what these teams can pull out for us here on the second map on Kings Row. Of course, Mingyun up against Paradigm Shift. We've still got Mingyun on blue, so they're going to be defending first, and we have had a sub. Royal Rice is out, and June is in.
Yeah, which makes sense. Maybe Royal Rice was having some internet issues there, so it's good that they have gotten a sub in to help them out now on the second map. And as you've mentioned, Kings Row, that streets phase, that middle phase, can be one of the most challenging phases to push through. It can be very easily. That streets phase really needs to be controlled. The team that controls that space controls how fast the cart moves through there, and if you control it, you're going to get through there quickly, and you're on to point 3. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we have here.
I mean, the strat that we're looking at Paradigm Shift starting out with on Kings Row here is, it goes back to vanilla Overwatch. The Hanzo Sonic Arrow with the Widowmaker up top trying to get a cheeky pick. And if they fail, they fail. Look, the Sonic Arrow will reveal the Widow failed with the pick. Who cares? Because now here we go. All eggs are being thrown into the Reinhardt Sombra basket. So Zupa, Virginia, Bork, Design, Breezy, and Questions looking to bring this one back. And it looks as though Mingyun, the left, right, good night. They send Paradigm Shift all the way back into spawn in the blink of an eye. And you know what? They're going to be nursing their wounds after that one.
Yeah, Aki just cleaned up there nicely for them at the end. Unfortunately, though, Buggerlugs is going to go down, which might be a little bit of an upset now for Mingyun, because they will be down their main tank as we go into the next team fight.
They do have Husky, but yeah, like you mentioned, no main tank. Diva, a lot more of an off tank nowadays, especially since the days of defensive matrix are no longer many patches ago now, Domino. And once upon a time, D.Va was a must pick, but now been a little bit more situational. But here comes Buggerlugs. He is on Winston and makes a lot of ground up in a very short space of time. And already, you can see him opening up an account, making a deposit, getting the kill onto Virginia. And look, the man, you just can't understate him. Coalescence now coming across here from Questions and June. June was first one on the trigger there, still actually dealing lots and lots of damage. Bork forced into Wraith mode and just retreating. The Nikes are on and he is out of there.
Yeah, it's Buggerlugs being on Winston is helping his team quite well. He can get back to a huge EMP.
Massive, collecting all 6 members on the side of Mingyun. Now Graviton Surge to back it up. Aki throws out the Death Blossom in a defensive sort of vibe, but he does manage to get Questions. The sound barrier coming through from Jackal. I gotta give, you have to tip your hat to Mingyun there. The way that they played that and survived, I mean, that just goes to show you and stands as a testament as to how strong these guys are. Virginia way too deep, gets taken down, so no main tank now for Paradigm Shift, but their slight advantage is that the spawn is in their favor. We see the self-destruct go in. All the translocate is just good in the nick of time from Zupa managing to get away, but meanwhile, Aki cleans up too. Paradigm Shift struggling.
Yeah, well done to Mingyun there. It looked like it was all over. That EMP just absolutely cleaned up everyone, followed by a huge grab. It looked like Paradigm should have won that fight. Unfortunately, though, Aki, as you mentioned, pulled out the defensive Reaper ult, pushed everyone back a little, and they've managed to, live another day and hold this point for a bit longer.
They have, and the clock is ticking down here for Paradigm Shift. They really need to make a play and make it soon because it's all about the time bank. We see the Coalescence now coming through from June. It's such a strong ult, and we see that off the back of it. We see 3 quick kills for the side of Mingyun, but Bork once again trying to make the play off his own back. Gets a Death Blossom across and takes down both supports for Mingyun. This is not good at all, but like we were saying, the spawn is very, very short for attacking, and there you heard Athena coming across the comms. 60 seconds left for Paradigm Shift to make something of this. They're trying to snowball Mingyun off the point now. They just might be successful in doing so.
Yeah, they may have actually pushed them far back enough. I thought that Mingyun would be able to hold this. It also looks like Mingyun may almost be giving it to them, or they're going to jump on last point and unfortunately get caught with 2 ultimates.
Yep, we see Bork once again getting the kill on the Buggerlugs. The Graviton Surge came across from Breezy. Questions now on the Anna securing a kill. And this is good for Paradigm Shift. The life support is good. The CPR is successful. They put 3 minutes into their time bank. But it's not a lot, Domino. It was in the very latter stages of overtime.
Yeah, they probably took that a little bit slower than what they wanted to. I think Paradigm would have liked to have capped that point a lot faster and get into streets a lot sooner. But they are pushing forward quite aggressively here, making sure they have control of that street and that Mingyun isn't getting too much space.
Winston extremely low. Coalescence now coming across from, yep, you guessed it, June once again. In goes Buggerlugs, a big hack. This time it's from Marlowe. 4 members of Paradigm Shift are feeling the wrath, unable to do little more than hold the S keys on their keyboard as they run back into spawn. Aki comes in and says, thank you very much for those kills. He secures 2. Marlowe securing his own efforts there, gets 1 for himself. Just over 2 minutes left on the time bank. Very, very well played there by Mingyun on defense.
Yeah, very well played. They managed to take control back of the streets. They pushed Paradigm, as you mentioned, all the way back to spawn. Paradigm now, thankfully they've gotten the cart past the choke, although it's going to go back into choke shortly. This is one of the hardest spots sometimes to get the cart through.
Yep, the self-destruct now comes out. It gets up inside, but under the shield. How about that, Domino? It was pinpointed, but went straight at the Winston shield. Alas, we're going to have to look to the ground and pound to secure some kills. It is going to be Paradigm Shift, Virginia and Bork on the front line, getting it done for the team in red. Mingyun now on defense. What can they do here? They've got a Primal Rage in the form of Buggerlugs, who is doing his darndest to stall this card as much as he can. If he gets hacked here, he is in a lot of trouble. Slow and steady wins the race here for Paradigm Shift. They're inching this cart towards the 3rd point. Buggerlugs does eventually fall. Virginia gave chase and secured June in the meantime as well, so 2 quick ones for Paradigm.
Yeah, they really pushed aggressively there. That was unfortunate about that D.Va bomb, but I always love when I see a Winston really well put his shield in a great spot that he covers the D.Va bomb and, protecting his entire team. It's fantastic.
2 ults on the side of Mingyun, 3 for Paradigm Shift. There's the hack coming through. The Reaper ult will now come across. Doesn't secure any kills. Mingyun, even though 5 of their members found themselves hacked, There was no kills. Lucio was still sitting off to the side. Jackal with that sound barrier used it to perfection. Very well done there on defense. Paradigm shift, throw down the bubble, trying to make something happen here. Jackal has been hacked. Lucio loses his maneuverability, if for a moment in time. Bork tries to capitalize, secures Husky and Marlowe. This is good play from the man on Reaper. He definitely knows what he's doing. He knows his hero inside and out. Now he TPs, goes extremely deep, gets June as well, and he's going toe-to-toe with Buggerlugs. And should secure the kill here. He does. Well played, Bork, once again.
Yeah, unfortunately, Reaper usually will beat a monkey in that duel. That's usually what is going to happen. Look, Minion are putting up a really good defense, though. Yes, Paradigm are getting into this third stage now. Minion are doing very well, though, and they do have a few ults ready to pop out.
They only have to defend for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Hack comes across, only collects 2. Design, in retaliation, throws out the sound barrier. Self-destruct now coming through. All get Zupa. That's the first self-destruct kill we've seen in about 5 of said ultimates. Bork once again throws out the Death Blossom. Another self-destruct, this time from Breezy. And this is where self-destruct really does have a lot of value. There's not a lot of spots to hide here in the Foundry stage. 1 minute remaining on the clock, and Paradigm Shift are getting it around the S-bend, the hardest position on this map when pushing the cart. Bork now teleports away. It's do or die here for Mingyun. What can they make happen? The high ground is in charge of Paradigm Shift. We see Buggerlugs once again with one of those trademark Primal Rages. Husky now getting in onto the point, and Buggerlug's doing a great job of displacing everybody off the cart there from Paradigm Shift. A hack here could really turn the tide. He gets Bork, so that is the big damage dealer for Paradigm Shift. Down and out. This could be the last team fight if they're not careful here. Buggerlugs has to go and retreat, takes the health back. There's not much support coming his way. June finally comes to the rescue with the Moira left click. Virginia finds himself back. A big hack in the meantime coming through from Zupa. 4 members of Mingyun are down and out. This could be it here. Bork pulls out the Doom Fist, who, once again, we spoke about this hero and his value on the map. Takes down Aki, and it looks like they're going to scrum line it over into the... Yes, they do! Well done, Paradigm Shift.
Yeah, well done. Huge EMP there by Zupa. I was watching him as he was building it, and I was like, oof, if he gets all 6, they're not going to have that Lucio ult, and they will clean up based upon that. So well done to Paradigm. It was looking like Paradigm's ults were just doing getting a bit more value out of them than Mingyun, unfortunately. We had a Reaper ult there in the third phase, unfortunately, from Aki that just didn't really connect with anyone. The Diva Bombs did do a little bit of zoning, but probably not as much value as Paradigm was getting out of their ults today, in this map.
I mean, you really have to pay homage to the way that Mingyun were able to hold, especially that first that first point there on this map, because it was up to Paradigm Shift to really make something of this, and in overtime, they just managed to get their big toe over the line, bought themselves 3 minutes in the time bank, and then from then out, it was a tough one. I think you really cannot underestimate the way that they are playing. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and Mingyun, the cracks are just starting to appear a little bit there, Domino.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see now how Mingyun go here, if they'll manage to push it all the way.
10 seconds ticking down. I'm excited to see what Paradigm Shift can do here on defense. We've seen pretty similar compositions, in fact, almost identical compositions here for both of these teams, but the deciding point here is that Mingyun are not actually going to be opting for the Hanzo Widowmaker. They're just going to go straight in and throw all their eggs in the dive basket. We have got the Lucio, we have got the Diva, we've got the Winston. Husky will get hacked as the cheeky Sombra on the backline, but Zupa overextends and gets taken down. So it's a 5v6 situation now. Mingyun with the advantage. Aki on the point gets taken up for Mingyun, wasting absolutely no time. And this is where they have the window for Paradigm Shift. If they manage to get a chunk on this point, it could be the be-all and end-all, because once you snowball your defensive team out of this point, it's really hard to get back onto it. 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. They do take a third. Paradigm need to make a move and get themselves onto this point. They just need to throw themselves, dogpile the point. There it is. They were waiting for Virginia to make his way there. Takes half a HP life bar of damage and instantly has to retreat. Aki is in on the action, takes down 2 before finally having the brakes put on his unless paid by Virginia. Zupa is going to get taken down as Marlowe, followed by Jackal give way. The sound barrier is available, as is Coalescence. and as is Buggerlugs. This is big stuff here as June and Husky managed to pick themselves up melee kills, and Mingyun press the advantage. They have got themselves a big, chunky time bank here, and it is 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That is a full 2+ minutes more than what Paradigm Shift had, as we finally make our way through into the streets phase here of Kings Row. Mingyun with the advantage here in ults. They have one more than their opposition, Paradigm Shift. They've got the Primal Rage, the EMP, the Coalescence, and the Sound Barrier. Both Coalescences invested. A big EMP coming across now from Marlow, collecting 4 members from the side of Paradigm Shift. That allows the Coalescence to secure the kill. There's Bork again with another Death Blossom. He managed to take down Husky before Aki says no more, son, and sends him back to spawn with a dink to the head. Virginia hunts down Marlow, and now it's a tit-for-tat here, as it looks like Mingyun are doing a good job of getting this one through the S-bend, as Aki secures 2 more kills. 2 ults in the bank for Mingyun, as Paradigm Shift are sitting with 3 in their ammo belt. They do have the big EMP, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, Domino. EMP is the strongest ult in Overwatch to date.
It can be a very strong ult. You can almost win an entire team fight and clear up.
Absolutely. Speaking of cleaning up, Bork's trying to do exactly that. In fact, it was Aki this time who finds himself hacked mid-Death Blossom. The self-destruct goes out from Breezy. Doesn't actually secure any kills, but once again, it does a good job of creating a great zoning effect, forcing Mingyun around every single corner that they could find. Jackal gets the boot kill onto Bork. So a 5v6 situation now. Mingyun with a slight man advantage. This cart is creeping and creeping towards the Foundry stage. The kill feed lights up blue, which means Mingyun have got a massive advantage. They're going to easily waddle themselves into this second capture point, and now they are staring at the barrel with 5 minutes left in the time bank at the Foundry.
Yeah, it's almost like we're seeing a different Mingyun from almost the last games. They're pushing so fast. They really want this win. They want to get it there quickly. They have so much time in the bank here that Paradigm are going to have to put up a really strong hold for 4 minutes.
They are. The Coalescence from both teams are coming across. The Primal Rage again by Buggerlugs. That's the sign of a good tank. Every team fight, you seem to somehow have your ult available. The Death Blossom comes through from Aki, unable to replicate the effects of Bork. Gets no kills, but a hack coming through, this time from Marlow. There's nobody to follow up, though, from Mingyun, so that big hack went completely unchecked, and now this is looking like Paradigm Shift are going to be holding strong.
Yeah, they've managed to hold off, which, as I said, they need to. They have 4 minutes on a clock. It's a very long time. This can be a very, very hard point to hold. We've got a few ults coming out. Bork trying to pull his one out the back there again.
Unsuccessful, though. Look, if you try it once and it's successful, why wouldn't you try it again? And that's what Bork was thinking. That's exactly what Bork was thinking right there. The Death Blossom didn't pick up the kills, but the left click and the melee attacks do, securing 2 quick ones for Paradigm Shift. That just puts the brakes on Mingyun's little escapade. But for now, there is still 3.5 minutes, though, for Mingyun to come out with a big W here. And all they need to do is get this card into the point, and then we'll go into overtime as the sound barrier now coming across from both of these teams. Followed up by the self-destruct. Oh, lucky there was a sound barrier there coming through. Oh, that is not a good ult coming through there from Paradigm Shift. Unfortunately, the self-destruct found itself just kissing the cart. But alas, they do not need it, as they manage to get the kills that they require. Mingyun once again sent back to spawn. 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, well done. Paradigm are really now really bringing it now. Like they let those first 2 points go a little bit easier. Now they're definitely holding off. They have Virginia's ult as well, so they're looking in a good spot, even though they have a very long time bank here.
They do. Winston pulls the trigger, goes deep, but gets instantly displaced from the Lucio up top. This time Diva decides to join in on the action as well. 3 ults in the bank here for Mingyun. There they go. They pull the trigger. They manage to hunt down Bork. They get questions as well. And Mingyun are just putting Paradigm Shift in a headlock here. Slowly but surely, they are edging this cart towards the point. In comes Virginia, but almost as soon as Winston hits the ground, he gets taken down. Zupa comes in now. There's 3 bodies on the cart. This one's going to go over to Mingyun. Bork unable to touch it. And a big time bank here for Mingyun. We're going into overtime, Kings Row.
Yeah, well done. That EMP at the end there really had it for them. They cleaned up after it. Paradigm couldn't come out of the doors fast enough. So well done to Mingyu. They take that point.
They do, and they've got 2 minutes and 13 seconds just to get a tick. That's all it's going to take here. A cap rather, and Paradigm Shift will be losing this map, which would level the series up at 1 apiece, Domino, which is kind of what you want for a grand final. You know, you expect the best from the best teams, and they're certainly delivering here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just seeing us going into, as you mentioned, the overtime now on King's Row.
We are. Once again, Mingyun will be attacking because they do have the time bank in their back pocket. 2 minutes and 13 seconds to get something and make it work here. Remember, the last time that Paradigm Shift defended this map, they really slipped up themselves. You know, Zupa went way too deep, too early, and leaving themselves at a man disadvantage. It doesn't matter what role you play, who you are, or how good of a player you are. The sheer mathematics of the equation says that, you know, if you're a man down, you're really going to struggle, and that's what really cost them there.
Yeah, definitely. And here we are going to see Paradigm holding up the defense again. Hopefully they've learned from their last round and have fixed maybe some of their problems to make sure that they hold this point this time.
Well, June has been a very good substitution here for Royal Rice. Those coalescences have been absolutely chef's kiss. Every single time there's been a team fight, it's been the coalescence initiating. It looks like Buggerlugs, again, wasting no time, goes straight onto the point, but this time Paradigm Shift are there to throw themselves and just stop any sort of tick happening. In fact, they do only need 1 tick in order to take this one down. That's about 3 team fights if they're lucky. So far, Paradigm Shift not giving up an inch. They're staying grouped as a unit, forcing the damage to be split amongst their frontliners, supported by their healers on the back line. That's Questions and Design, who's 60% of the way to a sound barrier. In goes Buggerlugs once again, but trying to make something happen. Zupa rather, manages to get the EMP off and allows Bork to capitalize. There's not a lot you can do when you're EMP'd and hacked. And now we see a coalescence. It's June, followed up by Jackal with the sound barrier. They don't care if they're a man down here, Domino. They are resting themselves onto this point. They're halfway to a tick. Breezy has to boost back onto the point. This could be down and out right here, but not if Paradigm Shift have anything to say about it. Aki on the back line forces Moira into Wraith form. Reaper into Wraith of his own. We see Virginia. Oh, Bork displaced. This could be the game winner here. Bork unable to get off the Death Blossom. Aki and Jackal may have just won it for their team. There's 1 body left on the point. It's Virginia. He's down and out. In comes Zupa. The stagger kill trickles back in. It's not going to be enough. Mingyun take King's Row. We are at 1 apiece.
Nicely done by Mingyu. I thought they weren't going to have it there when Zupa did the EMP. I thought that was it. I thought, Zupa would have it there. He got a lot of the team. He built his EMP so quickly there. I thought Mingyun wouldn't have it there, but managed to clean up very well.
Oof, they did. Bork tried another one of those game-winning plays. He seems to be, he seems to relish in the fact that, he can make the big plays. He is the DPS player, and it's flashy. It's great to watch. It has huge value when it comes off, often secures you the play of the game. And because we're just crunching our numbers here a little bit, Domino, we're not going to be playing Escort. We are going to be going over to another control map, and it is going to be Ilios. So as we go into Ilios, one can only wonder what stage we're going to be dished up here to start things off. Will it be the Well, where players like Roadhog, Lucio really come into their own, getting that dopamine rush every time you boop or hook somebody down into the well? Or will it be Ruins potentially, where the Widowmaker's playground, as I like to call it, comes into play? We see lots and lots of sniper action, and one can only hope. Only time will tell, and look, it's 1 apiece here in the grand final of the PAX Telstra Tourneys here for, PAX Online 2020, even though we can't be there in person. This is the next best thing. And you know what? I am super excited to be here, joined by Domino Jack. My name is Kit Fox. We've got an absolutely mammoth lineup here in terms of casters, admins, across the board to bring this one to you. So if you're enjoying it out there in the Twitch land, let us know how you feel in the chat. We've nearly got 300 viewers at the moment, Domino, which is pretty damn good if you ask me.
Nicely. I didn't realize that, but that's pretty awesome. That's a great viewership. I hope people are enjoying PAX Online. I hope they're getting to check out some panels as well.
Yeah, you yourself were actually on one of those panels, if I might be so kind as to say. What was that about, Domino? Enlighten the viewers.
Actually, just before this match, earlier today, it was about, upping your gameplay. We had some fantastic people on it. I felt very privileged to be on a panel with I Am 4 from Grace, Vandy, Ben Green, and two Telstra people as well. Their names have slipped me. I apologize to those people, but it was a fantastic group of people, and yeah, it was so much fun to be on the panels. As I mentioned before, I do love that PAX I have this opportunity for people all over the world, really, to jump online and hear from some amazing people.
Well, that's it. It is, the place where gamers meet every single year. It is the pinnacle of gaming events that we have here in the OCE region, not only Australia, but I know a lot of people that come over from New Zealand as well, just to meet their teammates, their friends, the people that they play online with more than anything else. And that to me is what gaming has always been about. No matter what game you play, you are always going to forge friendships along the way. And PAX offers everybody the opportunity just to put a face to the name. Unfortunately, this year, this is all we can muster up. But you know what? I'd like to think we're doing a pretty damn good job, if I do say so myself, because we are in the final map here in this first two grand final of Mingyun versus Paradigm Shift. We are on Ilios Well. Let's see what these teams can dish up, as it looks like the little pergola over on the right-hand side, where the small health pack is going to be where Paradigm and Mingyun are going to trade blows. Nobody actually picking up a kill just yet, as both of the Divas go head-to-head. Marlow finds himself hacked on the Sombra Virginia, the first one to fall. So Mingyun with the man advantage here. Will they be traded up? No, it's not. And this could be a telling frag here coming across. Paradigm Shift is struggling. June already with a coalescence, making instantaneous use of it. Jackal, there it is, booping questions down the well. That's what we like to see on Ilios Well.
Yeah, well done to Mingyun. They did have the advantage there by taking down Virginia. Meant that Paradigm did have to play a little bit safer and pull back as their main tank had gone down. So Mingyun will have the advantage, and they'll probably try to push it forward a little bit. You don't want to be sitting around that well. You don't want to get booped in. You want to be taking advantage of that space at the back there.
Two ults now available for Paradigm Shift. One of those used instantly. I am, of course, talking about the EMP. Oh, Design with the double boop! Oh, Husky and June are going to have to send Lassie down after them, because they are going for a dip. The point, meanwhile, has been flipped back in favor of Paradigm Shift.
That's exactly what you don't want to happen. You don't want to be standing too close to that well that you get booped in. Those Lucios will take advantage of that, and down you will go.
There it is. Well done indeed. We can see 4 ults now in the pocket here for Paradigm Shift. They do have the advantage in terms of utility. They're going to throw out the Coalescence to start things off, and the Primal Rage to follow things up. Mingyun just trickling themselves back in onto this point here, Domino. They need to group up as a unit. They need to pull the trigger on somebody, because right now they're extremely split. You can see both of their tanks, the both big divers, the Diva and the Winston, too deep, but they do their job. They manage to separate the back line from the front line, allowing the DPSs to get a kill. Design gets Husky again! That's the 4th or 5th frag he's actually picked up there with the boops into the well. This man knows Ilios well like the back of his own hand.
Yeah, he's doing well there. Mingyun really need to, they really need to stand away from that well. They need to realize that Design is going to take advantage of this. But Mingyun's about to come back with 5 ults up their sleeves, so I'm interested to see how Paradigm are going to try and turn this.
Well, Paradigm do actually have 5 ults in the bank. You see what I did there, Domino? They're going to actually use 2 of those now to try and secure the kills. They do get Virginia. They get questions as well. And Mingyun are going to wrestle this one back. They did invest a lot of ultimates there. That's something they need to be wary of. They used 3 out of their 5. They still have 2. They've got the Primal Rage and the Self-Destruct. So they're going to be able to create a nice zone, just displace a lot of members from the side of Paradigm Shift. It's up to Paradigm to really make something of this.
Oh yeah, they don't have long left on the clock there. We can see they're at 70%. This will be the final team fight. So whoever, they really need to win this one, Paradigm, and they need to get on that point.
All Design gets melted like hot butter. Buggerlugs, though, gets the boop of his own, sends questions for a dip down the Greek Isles. And this is not looking good for Paradigm Shift. Mingyun dropping the first map. They managed to take down King's Row. Now that we're here on Ilios, they're looking like they're going to take this well stage quite comfortably, although Paradigm Shift will have something to say about that. The hack comes across Husky, manages to find himself into baby form with a D-Mech and will be taken down, sent back to spawn. Great frag coming across from Bork on the Tracer. Buggerlugs, the man whips out the Wrecking Ball. No! He gets sent down the well. He didn't actually get booped there. He just rolled down.
I'm not sure if it was really necessary for Buggerlugs to come back on the ball. They can let the point flip over to Paradigm and come back as a 6-man team. They have plenty of time. Paradigm's only at the 60% mark. It's Paradigm that needed to be a little bit more time pressured there. So Mingyun have plenty of time now to come back as a team, pop an ult out. But unfortunately, Marlowe's going to get taken out, which is going to be a problem for them.
Yep, definitely, but they do have a little bit of time to play with. Now that Marlowe's been removed, it's not as much as they would have hoped. They're going to have to send back Jackal on the Lucio just to speed boost their Sombra. Back in to regroup with their team, having a quick look at the ult economy, 2 versus 3. Favor to Paradigm Shift. We see the Coalescence coming through to start things off with question. Zupa gets taken down, so the frag's going the right way of Mingyun. If they're going to come out victorious here, a Sombra down is very, very big, especially when Sombra is 25% away from that almighty EMP. We see the overtime now going in, and once again, just like we were on Oasis here, Domino, it's 99 apiece. Jackal trying to get the boot down the well. Oh no, Aki! He gets sent down as well. Design is getting it done. He gets Husky as well! Oh my goodness, Design getting it done. Zupa was the one actually who came up on the kill feed there, but Design is so slippery here. It's all up to Jackal. It's not going to be enough. Paradigm Shift again for the second time this game, Domino, at 99 to 99. Secure the first round on Control.
That was so unfortunate as well. Aki had his Reaper ult ready to go. They had the Sombra ult. I thought that they, could probably do a really nice cleanup there, but Design just getting those boops in, and Mingyun just not learning their lesson. But we will go into this final map here on Ruins to see who will take the win.
Well, potentially final map here. Potentially final map. Alas, we do have the Lighthouse waiting at bay. If for some reason Mingyun are able to take this one away from Paradigm Shift, but we are here now on the Widowmaker's playground, and they're gonna do me dirty, Domino. None of them are playing Widow.
Ooh, that's interesting. I am entirely not surprised. It can be hard to play Widow, but Widow can also be very, very strong here. You can see Mingyun taking control of that health pack at the top there, which is definitely the way you want to play this.
Absolutely, you can see Zupa and Buggerlugs, both players, one from Mingyun, one from Paradigm Shift, already 20+% built up on their ultimate. Virginia now at 30. They're going for the high ground here, doing their best Obi-Wan impersonation. Virginia now gets hacked, unable to take to the skies. Will manage to secure the kill onto Aki, so you know what, a Winston taking the kill over a Reaper? That's a pretty good trade if you ask me. The D-Mech now comes across, Husky is forced to retreat, doing lots of damage with that pistol, trying to take down Jackal, will secure the kill. It's hard to tell who's coming out on top here. It's looking like Paradigm Shift though, there it is, Breezy. No mech, no worries, secures 2 kills in baby form, and the point will be flipped towards Paradigm Shift.
Yeah, nicely done. Zupa did get taken out a little bit early though, but he got back into the team fight quite quickly. Zupa's also been building his ults really fast, so it hasn't been too much of a problem. He's not that far behind Marlowe at all. Buggerlugs though does have his ult, but Bork's got a Reaper ult ready to go as well.
Yeah, Buggerlugs loves a good Primal Rage. Who's he going to go for? He pulls the trigger on Virginia this time. There's a Coalescence coming through from June. Who else? Once again, this man has an ult. Every single fight, it seems. 2 kills going the way of Mingyun. Design trades one up, but it's still tit for tat. A very seesaw fight, this one. It's 1 kill for 1 kill. 2 kill for 2 kills. Buggerlugs trying to even things up. Manages to take down Design. Both Lucios now taken out of the equation. Buggerlugs gets himself another kill. Looks like Mingyun are not going down without a fight. They're throwing haymakers here on this point, Domino. With 2 players left on the point for Paradigm Shift. The self-destruct pushes everybody off. Just pushes that timer back a little bit. Now, I'm seeing literally every ult on the board thrown out here, Domino. I'm pretty sure that this one is going over to Mingyun off the back of a big Sound Barrier and EMP, but Breezy once again in baby form manages to get himself another kill. Bork takes down Marlow. You need to take down that Reaper. He is so dangerous here. Buggerlugs with a good D-mech. This is still anybody's fight this whole time. Paradigm had control of the point, so it is ticking up to their favor. 75%, even though Paradigm eventually managed to flip it back. That was a great stall out there from Paradigm.
Oh, yeah, well done indeed. There was, as you mentioned, so many ults. There was so much trading back and forth, that it was almost anyone's team's fight. It did look like at one point Paradigm had better target focus. They were getting people down faster, but did look Mingyun pulled out in the end.
They are not down and out yet. Mingyun in control of the point. Paradigm shift. Remember, they are at 76%. Oh, Paradigm with the cheeky back cap. Buggerlugs has to go back. It's 50% of the way there. Buggerlugs forced to retreat, leave his team on the front line. Aki gets 2 quick kills with the support of June. No Buggerlugs again, no problem. Breezy forced to reset now. Paradigm, although they have time to play with, they do have ults as well. A little slip up could be the end of them here.
Yeah, and it looks like Mingyun might hold back a little bit closer to point now because you do have Zupa who can keep running behind the team, sort of cap that point a little bit and pull the focus away, which is always usually the play that most Sombras will go for here.
Husky is just spraying the gaps of this map, trying to make sure that no sneaky Sombra is going to get around the backline and throw off one of those big chunky EMPs. Zupa manages to get Buggerlug, speaking of Sombras. Husky now is going to get taken down by Bork, and Breezy with the self-destruct kill, as well as the Primal Rage from Virginia, so they invested a lot of ults there to Paradigm Shift. It's a win though, they got themselves the point, 20% away from a W here.
Yeah, they're very close. Unfortunately, Mingyun haven't been dodging Breezy's ults as well as Paradigm have been dodging Husky's ult. They keep getting caught out 1 or 2 people, and that's working really well in Paradigm's favor.
We're going to have one last hurrah here. It's Sombra on the point. Marlow separates from his team. Husky gets the kill onto Bork. Now we're at 99% now into overtime. Mingyun have to dogpile onto the point. They've got literally no other play available to them right now. It's going to get them the win here, though, the team fight win, because that Sombra on the point made Paradigm Shift turn around, and they did not know where to focus their attention.
Yeah, and they've managed to get Mingyun to flip the point again. It looks like we might get to another 99% again, which means, Paradigm really need to fight if they want to win this last team fight and win the entire map.
Oh, you love to see it, Domino, especially in a grand final. Oh, the translocator from Marlow was destroyed. He had no escape route whatsoever, and he gets taken down. Now Design says, let's go, boys. He throws down the sound barrier. This is the last hurrah for Paradigm Shift. They take down Jackal as well. Marlow is so close to an EMP. The self-destruct goes vertical. Aki gets sent away. Breezy with the 2K self-destruct. Here come Paradigm Shift. Are we looking at our PAX 2020 Overwatch champions? Not if Marlow has anything to say about it. He throws down the EMP, but where's his team? They are all dead, Domino. Paradigm Shift are going to flip this point back. We're into overtime. The Primal Rage from Virginia from Good Measure and Paradigm Shift are your PAX 2020 Overwatch champions.
Well done to them. That was a huge ult there by Breezy. I've seen Breezy do that in many tournaments, and yeah, he really just knows how to place those diva bombs. And here we go, one of Design's fantastic boots. Into the well you go.
I mean, Design, this man was on fire, especially on the Lucio and the well stage. That was the most deserving play of the game, aside from Bork's massive Death Blossom that we saw on Oasis. But that's going to be it from us here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to throw it back there. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have had as much fun as we have. My name is Kickbox, joined by Domino Jack. We're going to throw it back to the hosts in the studio, so it's back to you guys, Nick and Jack.
Thank you, Kitfox and Domino Jack. Man, what 3 massive games just then. That was absolutely awesome to watch. I have to, because I was so excited for most of that, I want to give out an MVP medal of my own. This is maybe not as not normal, but Bork, those first 2 games, dude, amazing. MVP Bork, in my opinion. Do you have an MVP for yourself?
I mean, you can't go wrong with a boop on well. I think Design took that away.
Absolutely. He got like maybe, 10 to 15 boops on that last one with the well.
Absolutely killed it.
Fantastic. All right, everybody, join us for Rocket League tomorrow. If you want to get involved, jump in the Discord. But that's all from us tonight. Have a wonderful night. See you later.